Okay. All right. At first, I would like to pay homage to the Turbo James. Okay, and may I show respect to all most venerable here. They are Venerable KK and Venerable Somboon. Thank you very much for your time, your kind to be here in the Facebook Live. All right. Dear to all friends, I would like to make greeting to all viewers who have who are watching Facebook Live right now on Monk Chat. So I feel very grateful to be here once again after we haven't have Facebook Live for a few weeks. Have a few weeks. Okay. So today we 3 months going to have some Dhamma talk, Dhamma discussion on the topic that are mentioned above. It's about the Asalha Puja Day and Buddhist Lent Day. All right. So which is the most important day in Buddhism. All right. So that's why the Dhamma talk today going to be a great thing to also mark this important day and also celebrate Asalha Puja Day and also share something in the temple about Buddhist monk, the Buddhist Lent Day to the people in the West or people who have just were new introduced to Buddhism. So you will learn more about Buddhist culture, tradition, and how Buddhist monk practice during this rainy season. All right. So that's why we have Facebook Live today. to share this kind of things to all people who are interested to Buddhism. So please like and share this Facebook Live to your community, to your Facebook, in order to mark this important day together. I am Venerable Sonethavy Indasaro to moderate this live talk until around 9 o'clock or 9:30. So I would like to invite guest speaker today, Venerable KK, to say something to our audiences first before we move on to something more about content and knowledge that we can gain through this important day and the Buddhist Lent day. How is it season or activities that how lay Buddhists involved or general people can gain some benefit from this day. All right. Hello, Venerable KK. Yes.
Hey, thank you so much for inviting me, and hello all the audiences. Good evening from Thailand. I'm KK, and before I go into tell something, I would like to pay respect to three things. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay. First of all, I really want to thanks to Son for organizing this kind of program, and it's very important, especially for the West people who are staying in Western country, and also those who are non-Buddhist, who really don't know about this Asalha Puja or Buddhist Lent Day, which is one of the very important rainy retreat for the Buddhist monk and for Buddhist people. And I also really thanks to the Monkchet program that they gave opportunities to us to share some of our ideas and some very important Buddhist festival as well. And all the audiences who are listening to us in live Facebook, thank you so much for your attention and your respect. I hope you will enjoy to know something about Buddhism, about Buddhist Lent or Asalha Puja. So be with us for around 1 hour or maybe more than 1 hour and learn and share. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Venerable KK, to have such a wonderful greeting to audience. And don't forget to all viewers and audiences, you are allowed to write some things to interact with our Buddhist monk. You might share some opinion and comments, or give some sticker, to make compliments to our speakers. All right, so you can interact with Buddhist monk real time. So, Venerable Somboon, would you please say something to the audience first?
Okay, thank you very much, Parson, for inviting me to be here once again, and may I respect to the Rajan KK, and it's very nice to meet you today, and say hi to audience who are watching it right now, and I'm very happy to be here, especially when I heard about the topic that we're going to discuss today in this very special occasion. I think it's a good opportunity to meet all of you here, and to have a discussion and to share, what how and all your how you are how are you doing, how you all are doing right now. So if you have anything, please interact it. This is a informal discussion actually. So, but the topic that we prepared today is going to be about Asalha Puja Day.
Okay, thank you, Venerable Somboon, to start this Facebook Live by say something, to our audience. All right, so today we have some very interesting things to discuss, to share between our three Buddhist monks, going to share something, include something that meaningful of this important day in Buddhism as Asalha Puja Day. So in Thailand, the nationwide and also in Southeast Asia, Buddhist country, for example, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, it's the holiday, which is the day that people have a chance, as a Buddhist devotee, they have a very good chance to go to the temple on this day to do the meritorious acts and also make some offering, especially in Thailand and Laos, which is share very similar culture. It's called the offering candle. Is offering candle to because it's very close to Kalpansa, Buddhist Lent day. So Asalha Puja, is one of the most important day in Buddhism because it's as we known as the Dhamma Day. Why? Because it's the first day that Buddha give his first sermon. This is make this day important, because Buddha seek for this path, the path to achieve an enlightenment, to end the suffering, for 6 years. And not just only that, after he achieved an enlightenment, he have to profound himself. It's like get a reflection for a few weeks. After he make a decision to share what he have learned to the first group, it is the 5 ascetics. For those who have learned some Buddhist story, and you will familiar with this 5 group of Buddha associates. We call the 5 ascetics. So that's why make this day, mark this day important, because we can learn what Buddha first sermon. All right. So that's why KK or Venerable KK, he lived in Bangladesh, and he also had been to India. So he kind of close to that culture, India. So I would like to invite you to, would you please explain some event, where this important day happen, in India. So would you please sharing that to our audience? Thank you.
Thank you very much for invited me to tell about the Asalha Puja or Buddhist Lent Day. Well, Asalha simply means rainy season. In the month of Asalha, rainy season start. Puja Day means Lent Day. Okay, so we call Buddhist Lent Day or Buddhist rainy retreat. But in our country or even in India, as they're known, Pavarana. Okay. So basically, during the rainy season for 3 months, as a Buddhist monk, especially in Southeast Asia, the old Buddhist tradition, as we know, Theravada. Okay. So we follow the Siddhartha Gautama, who were a prince and who renounced from everything, who found the path of enlightenment, and he became awakening one. So since Buddha time until now, we follow the same story, same teachings. Okay. So in Southeast Asia, the Theravada old Buddhist tradition, such as Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Sri Lanka, we follow this Asalha Puja day or Buddhist Lent day, or you can call Buddhist rainy retreat. So basically, we start from 25th of July until 21st of October. And before we enter to Buddhist rainy retreat or Buddhist Lent day, especially in Thai Buddhist people or the supporter of the Theravadan Buddhist people, they will come to offer candle, very big candle. Okay. That monk can light for during 3 months in the rainy retreat. And they can practice meditation, they can study Buddhism, and they can teach to the novices and junior monks and also the Buddhist lay people. And once a week, or especially twice in a week, in a Buddhist holiday, as a Buddhist monk, we take patimok. It's kind of a ceremony that monk has to take. It's very important for fully ordinated monk. So all the monks in a temple, they have to get together, and there has to be a senior most monk who can remember all the disciplines or Vinaya, and he will going to preach. He will going to teach us. Okay, that is very important. And now let me back to the story behind of the Khao Pansa or Buddhist rainy retreat or Buddhist Lent day or Asalha Puja day. In the Buddha time, Buddha, he used to stay in Biluwana Vihar or Vihara, Biluwana temple. The temple in the bamboo garden, something like that. Okay, it was in Varanasi in Rajagaha. All right. So at the time, most of the people were farmers. They have to cultivate, they have to grow rice fields, they have to take care of their paddy fields. So in the rainy retreat, when Buddhist monks go outside of the temple, they destroy the paddy field, the rice field. Okay. So people feel disappointed by monk action. All right. So people, lay people, they complain to the Buddha about the monks. Okay. Then Buddha, he requested all the monks to get together and discuss what can we do in the rainy season, not to destroy the paddy field, and not to disappoint the farmers, because farmers, they grow food for us, for the monks, and to keep respect, farmers and nature as well. So Buddha and other monks, they decided to have a Buddhist rainy retreat, which is we call Asalha Puja day in the rainy season, during 3 months in the rainy season. So the rules is, Buddhist monk not supposed to go outside of the temple even for overnight. But in case it's very emergency, let's say my parents are not doing well or they get illness or sickness, in that way we can go, but not more than 7 days or night. Okay. So Buddhist monk in the rainy retreat, we have to choose a place. So basically in Thailand, most of the Buddhist temple, we stay in a temple, the main temple. So in that temple, we take Buddhist rainy retreat for 3 months. And some monks, they also take in the meditation center, during 3 months for practice about the rules and regulation, the discipline life of monks, and practice meditation, and also study about the Buddhism, Buddha's teaching, Buddhist philosophy, and also senior monk can take care of the junior monk and novices, and they can teach us, and also we can learn to have more good discipline of life, and also we can also teach to the Buddhist people or non-Buddhists who really want to learn, especially some Buddhist people, they also follow this 3 months Buddhist Serena retreat. They also practice meditation. Some of them, they keep observe between 5 to 8 precepts, like they try to abstain from killing, abstaining from stealing, telling lie, misconduct, intoxicant, So basically, there is the 3 things that you try to pure during the Buddhist retreat in 3 months. So they try to train their moral and mental and wisdom. We call saying samadhi panya. They follow it. Okay. So overall, what I want to say, it's a very, very important day for Buddhists or non-Buddhists, for Buddhist monk or novices. Even if you are non-Buddhist, this is very important retreat only for 3 months once a year, that you can train yourself how to do good, how to avoiding doing bad, how to purify the mind, how to find the inner peace, how to share your kindness, compassion, love, and respect to all living beings, how to train yourself not to violence yourself, not to violence others, how not to hatred yourself and not to hatred others, and how to learn not to dwell with your greedy mind, delusion mind, and anger. So overall, I really want to request all the viewers today, to keep respect to the Buddhist Lent day during 3 months. Try to follow and practice the discipline of life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Venerable KK, to trace back to the origin, when Asalha Puja day happened, and also he further explained the practice of Buddhist monk in the Buddhist Lent. We just begin to go more details about that, especially Asalha Puja day. This is also well known in the world as well. In the West, because before that, the most important day of Buddhism that I think the whole world have well known, more than this day, is Visakha Puja Day. Visakha is also assigned by the UNESCO, UN to we have to mark to be the important day, of the world. But Asalha Puja Day, it's focused to the group of Buddhist monk, but lay people also can gain a lot of benefit from this day, especially the 3 months during Kalpansa. You can also make determination to do something to reduce or decline yourselves from some temptation or something that you have already understand and recognize that this is not good for your health, this is not good for your life, and you make a determination for these 3 months to quit all this. So in Thailand, this is one of the policy. This is one of the main practice that the monks and Buddhist community try to promote, to make it happen during these 3 months. So one thing when we talk about Asalha Puja Day is the first sermon of the Buddha. It's called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra. It's very important sutra. that Buddha introduced to like a first important group before we able to have or the first sangha, the first monk arise in Buddhism. So may I go to Venerable Somboon to introduce some of the meaning of this sutra. And I think Buddha had some reason that why he talked about this sutra to these 5 ascetic. Which is his first sermon. All right. So Venerable Somboon, yes, would you please introduce this to our audience that, okay, what is that meaningful of this sutra, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra, or what we have seen, like a wheel, like a wheel. All right.
I would start from the beginning of before the Buddha gave his first sermons. And actually, we have to talk about a little bit about before he gave this teaching. He preached to this group, this monk, five ascetic actually. So
Yes.
before that, actually, when the Prince Siddhartha he became an ascetic and seeking for the path that will be able to free from suffering. And when he was practicing, trying to figure the path, actually there are these 5 assets that used to serve him, help him to like with his practice. And because they believe that the Prince Siddhartha or the ascetic is going to be the enlightened one, and he tried to practice in many different ways. Maybe if you have heard about the Buddha history, it's mentioned about when the Buddha tortured his body, tortured himself in order to with the understanding that making that kind of how to say torture oneself is going to be allow him to be enlightened one. Like for example, one of the extreme practice that he did is like stop eating food for a long time. Then he became very thin. Then his body became like a skeleton body or something. It remained like only the bone and still like the skin that's covered the bone. And but when he continued practice and still he reached the point that he realized that if I continue practicing this way, maybe I will die first, because the body cannot no longer, if I further practice, maybe this body will decline before I achieve enlightenment. So that's kind of thinking arrived in his mind, and he changed his mind. Then he returned, come back and ate, and to give his body energy, because he thought that in order to practice
Okay, so
especially
yes.
insight meditation. Okay. If this body no energy, of course, it will be very difficult, and the mind cannot settle. So that's why he come back and ate and meditated, and he become like come back like he become healthy. Then seeing that the 5 ascetic felt disappointed, because you and understood that the ascetic the principle that stop practicing, and it's become how to say, he gave up his effort. So that's why they gave up their faith on him, and then they left him and let the ascetic practice alone. Yeah. And then after 5 ascetic left the prince, then he had his the prince Siddhartha, the ascetic, have the time to practice himself, and still he achieved enlightenment, or he became the enlightened one. Then I'm not going to go to detail that how he achieved enlightenment or something. That after he achieved enlightenment, then what he thought about the people, the group of the people that he's going to preach, he thought about his master, who he used to practice meditation with when he trying to find the way. That is a two great teacher at that time. One is Alalada and Uttokadabot, two of his teacher. But he found that these two master already passed away. Then he thought of what else now, who else who are going to he can teach. Then he think of like these 5 ascetic who used to serve him while he trying to practicing or find out the way. Then he went to these 5 ascetic, yeah, and gave, we call it the Dhammacakka Pavattana Sutta, as a first sermon to these 5 ascetic. And after finishing giving this sermon, one of 5 ascetic, his name is Anya Golden Enlightenment, or Sodaban. He achieved the Sodaban, or maybe he got the Dhamma eyes or something, a stream intellect or something in English. So that is the witness of the Dhamma that the Buddha discovered, because before that there's no witness or anyone who can prove that this teaching, what he discovers, it's true or not, But this Asalha Puja is the day that we have the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha are united. So that's why this important day is how to say it the united of the Dhamma. There's the one who discovered the Dhamma, and the Dhamma that's already that exists, and the one or the follower who is the witness or the disciple. First disciple, first sermon arises. Yeah, and that is a little bit
Okay, maybe the internet connection of Venerable Somboon has stuck. Venerable KK, can you hear what I'm speaking now?
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear your
Thank you.
sound.
All right. So after Venerable Somboon come back, okay, we will keep going. So what we're going to share today, it's not just only trace back to the history and tell you something, the story that right now are available in the internet, and many sorts of people who are make a video and explain about all this story. But to remind, when you have a chance to listen again, and this is a good opportunity for you to restore your what we call the inside knowledge, because all this knowledge, sometimes it can arise when you have just listened the Dhamma talk, especially there is an example what Venerable Somboon have already told you, that Anya Gondanya is like a kind of an example that he have just listened the Dhamma talk and able to have awakened mind. His mind decline or detached from something. So this Dhamma talk that we 3 months try to sharing you, it might be something to motivate you to back to practice meditation or back to your discipline life. So especially our 3 months right now, we kind of in the intensive retreat, kind of the time that we as a monk have to vow to live in particular temple. This is one of the great opportunity for us to go back to study the Pali Canon or Buddhist texts, Buddhist scriptures, and also teach our young monk, the newcomer. Like my temple, I live at Wat Palat, and right now there are 3 more newcomer come to join our monkhood. So this is a great opportunity, especially as a Thai tradition practice. They will people tend to more interested to become a Buddhist monk for longer, to do this 3-month retreat. It's such a wonderful time that they will also see the master, the teacher will stay in the temple, so the master can teach samatha and vipassana meditation practice for them. Because after 3 months the teacher or the master, he might move to other place to teach other group of monks or people. So that's why mainly these 3 months Buddhist monk have a chance to go back to review their discipline, every 15 days as a Buddhist holy day or as an observant day. We will have Uposatha day, as Prakika had mentioned, that we have to go to review 227 rules. All these try to keep all the monks on track. It's a great opportunity for us to go to get a reflection and plan after these 3 months where we going to spread the teaching of the Buddha. It's a time to plan how to adapt and to share the Buddha's teaching to the modern society. Because as we have facing right now, the old way to convey and share the Dhamma is less effective to gather people in the big hall in the temple. Even COVID-19 hit the whole world, this absolutely affected to the traditional way to give the Dhamma talk. So that's why, like what we are doing now, we try to seeking for other channel and medium to share this Buddhist story to all of you. And thank you very much for those who are following us right now. You very lovely to write some comments and question, and please keep waiting. Now we will have some session for answering your question only. So right now, would you please join our Dhamma talk, sharing some Buddhist knowledge? And yes, thank you for your attention to watch our live right now. So let I move to Venerable KK. One thing that we, as a lay Buddhist or anyone, to would like to use this retreat or Buddhist Lent day to get to practice themselves, to train themselves, as a lay people, how can they join this monks retreat? All right. Okay.
And or Venerable Son. Well, in earlier I told you, Khao Pansa, it means Buddhist rainy retreat or Buddhist Lent day. I think this word in Thailand and Laos they use. Okay, it's not only for Buddhist monk. Actually, it's important for Buddhist monk, and Buddhist monk can lead the ordinary people. So that's why, in Thailand, I also believe in Laos, once a week we have one pra. It means Buddhist holiday. And one thing to remind to the Western people, our Buddhist holiday doesn't occur same day in a week, because we count our holiday by the lunar moon calendar. Okay, so it could be any day of a week. So once a week in a Buddhist holiday, many ordinary or lay Buddhist people, they go to temple. They offer food and they request monks to give preaching or teach. Simply, they request first to monk to teach them how to live a moral life. So that's why we have Asalha Puja or Buddhist rainy retreat during 3 months in the Buddhist retreat. So Buddhist monk can teach to the lay Buddhist people or ordinary people, even you are not Buddhist, and you can basically practice your moral. So that's why many lay people, they follow during these 3 months in the Buddhist Lent day, they follow the 5 or 8 precepts. It's part of the moral training. So what I mean moral training, it means to train to have a good life. Simply how to respect yourself and others, not to harm yourself, not to harm others. So basically we call moral. Okay. So I do believe also in other religions, they do have also moral training. For example, in Christianity, they have 10 commandments, and also Jewish has their moral. Even in Islam or in Hinduism, every religion has a moral training. So as a Buddhist lay people, during 3 months in the rainy retreat, the first thing they have to follow the monks, and monks has to lead or teach the lay Buddhist people at least once a week in Buddhist holiday, and they can, Buddhist people, lay people can follow or observe the 5 or 8 moral things. So I already mentioned it's, how to avoiding killing, stealing, misconduct, avoiding telling lie, intoxicant, those kind of things are very important to apply in our daily life to have a moral life or a good life. And then not only moral training, Buddhist monk also can teach, to the lay Buddhist people how to purify the mind. Basically, we call meditation, how to train your rash mind or monkey mind to let it calm and relax. This is a big thing that we need. It's very important things. You have good job, good money, you have property, you will have external happiness, but it's temporary, But the people need also internal. They have to understand themselves from inside. Okay, their emotion, their feeling, their thoughts. So that's why Buddha has been teach us how to train our mental. So that's why during 3 months in the Buddhist retreat, the lay Buddhist people or non-Buddhists, they can also learn meditation from the Buddhist monk, and they can apply in daily life, to purify the mind. All right. So this kind of teaching, as I told you, the moral and mental teaching are so important to apply in daily life, especially in this during 3 months rainy season. You can practice as a lay Buddhist people, and if you want to know more, so you have opportunities to learn from Buddhist monk, you can go to temple, at least once a week in the Buddhist holiday, or you can contact, nowadays is the technology day, you can contact your cell phone to monk, by your cell phone, or kind of video chat, or you can find from internet, you can read the books, and also the basic teaching also, as we mentioned before, uh, Buddha, he was a prince. He struggled a lot in his life. He had property, he had power, but he has no, inner peace. So he realized about the suffering. He was struggle a lot. Finally, he asked himself, why we have to get old, sick, and that? Why we have to reborn again and again in the cycle of life? So finally, he found the path of enlightenment. So not only practicing moral or mental training, you have to also know the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path. You have to learn how to develop your wisdom to understand the truth of nature or law of nature. You should try, even Buddhist monk or ordinary lay people, how to achieve nirvana, how to get the ultimate happiness, at least to learn how to live in peace and happiness, how long we live. Okay. So thank you so much for your question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Venerable KK, to share some practice to our viewers, as a lay people, that you can join this month's retreat or Buddhist Lent day. Even you are non-Buddhist, but this is we call the season of do a determination. Many people that I have learned from a magazine that they have shared their turning point, the turning point, the point that their life shift to something better. Sometimes, some case, because of these 3 months, they quit and stop. Some action that they sometimes have been doing for many years. For example, keeping smoking or drinking alcohol. So after they enter to this, disciplined life, is because it's sacred 3 months. Because the sacred means it's so powerful when you make some wish or keep your determination to stop doing something, especially avoid doing bad things, keep accumulate good action, and purify the mind. This is the 3 main things that you can apply. So do good, do what? Focusing on 5 precepts. Try to abstain from harm other living beings, especially this situation. We should provide and put a seed of loving kindness to your heart a lot, because everyone are in the situation of difficulties, less job, Some people are homeless. So this situation is, if we look in other perspective, is a good chance for us as a human beings to practice Dhamma, because we have seen people who are very poor than ourselves. So what you have to give, wholeheartedly, to help them. So in Thailand, many temples right now open, huge and big hall that we spend million baht to be a place to do the religious tradition practice. So right now, turn them into hospital, turn them into the area to for the people to stay for quarantine. After they come from Bangkok, and they would like to return back to their hometown, and some area they don't have place to stay quarantine safely. So temple turn into the hospital or the center for doing the quarantine. This is also one of the example that we can prove the teaching of the Buddha, that loving kindness or compassion, loving kindness support this world. Without this Dhamma, how can we get together? So I think this is one of the heart, to mark this important day, Asalha Puja day, which is already happened few days ago. So many people, if they follow the tradition practice, they go to the temple and they enjoy the candle light procession. So that's also very nice, that in order to preserve the old culture, old tradition, but many people have struggling to go out somewhere to practice the teaching of the Buddha, the Dhamma that we have known, have heard, not specific, not fix the time, don't fix place, to practice the meritorious act, not specifically only in the temple, but it can also depend on your heart or your mind. You can stay at home and enjoy the meditation practice, listen to Dhamma talk, or get your self-reflection. You be kind to people in your family. You develop your mind, not to being in stress, tension, with the fake news and all the very intensive news that are available in all the social media platform right now, which is very easily affected to people's mind right now. Even Buddhist monk, if we don't ground ourselves to meditation practice, your mind gonna have so many holes to going to destroy by those trend of the world that will swing you to all of the emotion and places. All right, so that is something that we come to share on Facebook Live today of Monk Chat Live. This is, I think, great time to come back during these 3 months. We are 3 months as a main moderator of this Monk Chat program. We would like to have different episodes, different live streaming to bring and have going to invite different Dhamma speaker to provide you great Dhamma talk. All right, so what we have been sharing so far, it is what we would like to mark this important day. And the one intention that we come up today on Facebook Live in order to have an interaction with everyone here in online, okay, in Facebook Live or other platform like YouTube, So let's take a look. Different question. So thank you very much for your question to send in the Facebook Live right now from different people from different time zone as well. You can tell us, would you mind, where you are listening us from? Thailand, Laos, Myanmar, or in the West? Please remind us about that too. Okay, one thing concerned to our topic today is Buddhist Lent Day. What we talking about this is in the Theravada side, like a Theravada country, that we have this, obviously this retreat, Buddhist Lent Day. So Mahayana Buddhist tradition, Venerable KK, do you have any information about that part? Do they also take the same lunar calendar of this Asalha Puja day? And also, do they have Buddhist Lent day same as Theravada, or how is different? This question from Anatta. I hope that she is the nun. Okay, she's the nun, so she's learning English, and she would like to know about this. So this is a good time to share. Okay. Oh, sorry, Venerable KK. Would you please speak again? I mute.
Yes.
Okay, please.
Okay. Thank you for your question, Buddhist nun Anatta. And as you know, we all are Theravadan, the old Buddhist tradition monks, and Vassa or Asaraha or Buddhist Lent is very important for us to keep practice, to remind us our discipline, and to teach to the Buddhist people as well. But in the Northeast Asian Mahayana or Hinayana or Vajrayana Buddhist tradition, I'm not sure, but I believe they do have kind of Asaraha or Buddhist Lent day. It could not be exactly the same time of what we're following as a old Buddhist tradition. For example, last festival was Vesak, So as a Theravada or Mahayana or different type of Buddhism also follow it, but it's not exactly the same time, Like Vaisakha, we will celebrate, for example, in this month, but the Chinese Buddhist tradition, they follow after or before 1 month than us. So that's why I do believe the Kapansa or Buddhist Lent Day, they do also observe it, but not same time as we're following. And although, I have been to Nepal, which is very close to Tibetan Dalai Lama Buddhist traditions, and they also do practice, kind of Asaraha, not exactly same like us. And I think also some like a Chinese Buddhist tradition, they also follow the Chinese Buddhist calendar. And according to their calendar, they also practice, Asaraha or kind of Buddhist Lent Day. All right. So I'm so sorry to tell you that I don't know exactly, but I believe they do practice, in different months or different dates as well. Thank you.
Yes. I for what I understand, for the like a specific time to for the Buddhist monk to do the retreat. They also have, you know, like special month for them as well, because of, I think, concern to the geography or the area, the land, you know, because in north, you know, in the north over there, you know, the weather is quite uh, extremely cold, you know, the whole year round. You know, sometimes they might have it doesn't mean they to do the retreat, you know, for a month, for 3 months, they might go to you know, other month, not this month, same as Theravada. Yes, but we, as KK had mentioned, that we do believe that they also followed, you know, as a Asalha Puja day, you know, as a day that Buddha give the first sermon, and is the day that the wheel of the Dhamma moving, you know, because it is the important day. It's a significant day that Buddhism alive and keep going, keep spreading to many countries. So very nice that all of you would like to keep interacting to Buddhist monk, to send some comments and sharing where you are listening us from. So Venerable Somboon, yes, would you like to add something? Because you have problem with your microphone, and I think that
let's check it out.
Might have something to share more, you know, what you're going to explain and you cannot finish it. And then we move to next question.
Yeah, I think what's mainly it's belong to a Theravada Buddhism actually, but what I heard they also how to say, this kind of retreat in the Mahayana Buddhism actually, but in Mahayana Buddhism they don't really observe like a Theravada Buddhism, like they do have like a 3-month retreat, you know, but it's not specific like periods of time like in Theravada Buddhism. So I think when you talk about what's that's kind of like rainy Buddhist Lent, I think we will be familiar more with this tradition mostly in Theravada Buddhism. But they do have in like Mahayana Buddhism or Vajrayana Buddhism like in Tibet and many other countries like in Vietnam, in Siam, in Korea also. But they also have a 3 months retreat like for Mahayana Buddhist monk. But they don't really like focus on like these like from the Asalha Puja day. Yeah. But also they also do celebrate on this day as well.
Yeah. Okay. So Venerable Somboon, this question is also concerned to what you going to what you have explained before about the Dhammajagga Patana Sutra and the term Pathom Matesana. Pathom is the first sermon.
Yes.
So he would like to know that is it same or different?
This is another name of the Dhammajagga Sutta actually. So the first sermon also it's a Patama. Patama is first, you know. Tesana is mean preaching or teaching or sermon. So it means the first sermon, you know. And what is the first sermon of the Buddha? That is Dhammajagga Sutta, which is concerned with the Four Noble Truth and the Noble Eightfold Path. And when we talk about maybe the Four Noble Truth, it's about like Prajan KK already explained in maybe some detail about the Four-Noble Truth and the Noble Eightfold Path. I think Patama Tesana and the Majjapavada Sutta, it means the same. It means the first sermon of the Buddha.
Yes. Okay. So this question. Oh, sorry, Venerable KK.
Sorry for interrupting. I'm so sorry. I just want to tell you
Please.
something, because in Theravada, in old Buddhist tradition, we use Pali language. All right. So the Patama Desana, this is a Pali word, and Dhammacakkappavattana Sutra, also Pali word. In the Sanskrit, the Northeast Asian Buddhist tradition, they use in Sanskrit, which is a little bit different, very similar as well. So if you study about Pali, we say Patama, Tudiya, Tadiya. So Patama means the first, as someone has been explained. Tesana means like teaching or preaching. It's about the Dhammacakka. Dhamma means the truth or the teaching of the Buddha. Chakka means the circle or wheel. If you see the Thai Buddhist plaque, you will see it's orange color, and inside the has Dhammacakka, the wheel of Buddha's teaching. And there has 8 section. It means more like the Noble Eightfold Path they represent. So that's why it's called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. If you know that, it's quite long, Ewa me sutang etang bhagawang, something like that, we start Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, which is Buddha time. Buddha has been teaching at the Viluwana, or like a bamboo garden, to his disciple, or the 5 main first ascetics. Yes. Thank you. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
No, please, because I think this
Thank you.
session after this is more like a free time that our 3 Buddhist monks able to have time to interact with all the audiences and viewers. So that's why we will read your comments and answer your question. So right now we are getting around 20 viewers. So thank you so much for your attention, because I know that the time zone, it's different, and the audience and Facebook, for the Monk Chat Facebook, most of the people who like and being friends with our Facebook, it's the people who used to join our retreat and who are interested to learn with Monk Chat. So some of them now already went back to the country, and the time zone is different. For example, in America, it's totally different. And Europe, well, I'm not sure that what time is it over there. I think it's late, afternoon now. Yeah, very late. I think so. So please let us know in the comments if you are watching from the West. So thank you very much, Mr. Julius Pisco, for your question. Would you please ask next question? Okay, why do Thai people offer 2 candles and cancel? How do you understand this? Okay.
I'm not sure what is meant by this. Maybe it's
Would you
about the
please write? Sorry?
I'm not sure it's going to concern with the light candles per session, like when like normally when
I see. He already
Buddhist people.
Okay, this one. Why do Thai people offer 2 candles and do candle procession? Very interesting. Okay. Venerable Somboon, would you like to answer this question? Or hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Here actually, it's a tradition. It's a tradition that we have been practicing for maybe for a long time actually in the Buddhist country, especially in the Theravada tradition. Actually, I think Prajan KK already explained this a little bit about the candle light candle position. And normally on this special day, actually in the evening after Buddhist people they do chanting and offering. In the evening they have an activity called the candle procession, and they carry like a candle and light the candles and carry the candle along with the monk. The monk will lead the procession and walk around the oposita, or maybe, well, what do you say in English? The chanting hall, or maybe the chanting hall for three rounds. Yeah. So the meaning of like having this activity or candle position, and actually in order to pay respect to the triple gem, yeah, for the first round for the Buddha, and the second round for the Dharma, and the third round for the Sangha. Yeah. But I'm not sure about the why two candles. Here I'm very sorry that why they had two candles. Maybe Arson or Ajahn KK have
yes,
any
of
idea
course.
on this point.
There's a meaning. Yes, there is a meaning there. So Venerable KK.
Yes, thank you. Let me share something. It's a very good question. Just Julius, thank you so much for this question. And well, actually in my country, in our culture, we'd like 3 candles, not 2, 3, for the 3 things to respect. As I told you, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, for enlightened or as a great teacher, and for his teaching and for his disciple. Okay, and actually especially in the Buddhist Lent day during rainy season for 3 months, when Buddhist monk enter to retreat. In the Buddha time, according to Thai Buddhist calendar, it's almost 2,564 years. Okay, so in the Buddha time, there were not electricity, no lamp, no light, So once a year, when Buddhist monk take a Buddhist rainy retreat during 3 months in the rainy season, the main thing is they keep practice their rules and regulation, discipline life, they meditate, they study about Buddhism or Dharma, So people, they offer candle. Basically, they make themselves during the time, big candle that we can light for during 3 months, So that's the main reason why before Buddhist retreat, Buddhist people, especially Thai Buddhist people, they offer candle, big candle. So we can, if a small candle in 1 day or 1 hour is finished. So the big candle we can light every day during 3 months in the rainy season. That's why the candle, it's big, for practice as well. And in Thailand, I guess they offer 2 candles. They light the 2 candles. Basically, as Ajahn Somboon said, it's to pay respect to threefold gems. But why there is only 2? Okay, so you can see between 2 candles there has 3 incense sticks. It's also represent the threefold gems to show respect. But there are 2 candles. The 2 candles, especially, it's represent the light light, the wisdom, the brightness. That's why we light it. So when you stay in the dark, what you need, the main thing is the light, okay, to see the brightness, okay. So the light, it's a represent to show respect to Buddha's teaching, to him as a great teacher, and to his disciple. And also, that's what I heard, also to respect to our teacher, you know, including our teacher means that we have been studying at the high school, university, those teachers who has been teach us, okay. And to our parents, grandparents who took care of us, who showed the right path, who gave many advices to go in right way, So candle light or candle is basically to respect the teachers and parents as well. Yes.
Yes, that's what some answer that concern to it's kind of the custom or some practice that depends on the country as well, and but mainly we have to focusing on the teaching, to the teaching. What Buddha or what the teachers bring to the Buddhist practice or let us practice until now, it's in order to teach something. For example, why 2 candles? It's to let us know the profound meaning of the Dhamma. If we don't have these 2 candles, you don't question. We make this to be the sign or symbolic, or it's something that more like physical. When we talk about light or wisdom, you don't see wisdom as a physical, that able to represent the state of mind that awake from all the defilements, So that's why they bring the candle to be an example that it's like when you go to the darkness and you light the candle and you see the path, you see everything's around you because of you have light, like a wisdom that when it's brushed, when you achieve to some state of enlightenment, you able to see yourself, that what is truly yourself, what is truly illusion that you have been attaching. So these knowing, this awakening will make your mind decline from all these attachment, and this is so bright. So this is a great medium to teach Dhamma. 3 incense, 2 candles. I believe that this is the wise from the teachers to put this into the Buddhist practice, to let people question what is the meaning, and then is leading them to learning Dhamma. Very nice that we're able to have this question and then share different aspect.
Yes, I would like to
Yes, please.
ask a little bit more about this point actually. What Prajan KK explained and Person have mentioned is remind me about one the sutra that we have been like
Yes.
we chant during we how to say walking around the like the
Pagodas,
candle position, like the
Ubosada.
monk will lead chanting one of the mantra, like begin with like Idipiso Pakawa or something, and that's remind me of one of the meaning. Maybe I'm not sure that is true or not. So the first there. The mantra are divided in 3 different sections, and the first section is mentioned about the the virtue of the Buddha or something. Like, and actually, it's not only about the two candle, but also 3 incense stick. Maybe it could mean like the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And what I've heard is it also mentioned about the quality of the Buddha, his virtue. Like the first virtue, uh, the first incense stick represent his wisdom, and the second incense stick represent his purification, and the third one is represent his compassion, and that is 3 incense stick. And for the 2 candle, maybe what Prasan and Bhajan KK already explained is concerned about the wisdom or the Dhamma. And the Dhamma that the Buddha laid down, there's divided in 2 sections. At the beginning, is before it's come to like the teaching that we're following. In the Buddha time, it's called the Dhamma and Vinaya. That is the wisdom or the teaching. I think it could mean that way, maybe. The 2 candle.
Depends on. Sorry, Venerable
The
KK.
interpretation.
May I unmute? Yes, please.
Sorry for interrupting again. It's very interesting concept that we're talking about. In our country, 3 candles, here 2 candles. It's such a very nice to share idea. So I was asking from the senior monk about this kind of things. We light 2 candles in front of the Buddha image. So if you observe the Buddha image from the Buddha side, 2 candles. From your side, also 2 candles. But in Thailand, when they light the candle, from your side, you have to light the left side one, then right side. From the Buddha, the candle you light is the right side. Then you have to light the left side. Okay? This makes sense? All right. So in front of the Buddha, 2 candles. Okay? All right. So from your side, you have to light the left side first in order to show respect to Buddha as an awakening one. Okay? Then you light other candles for Dhamma and Sangha, for his enlightened teaching and for disciple. Okay? So basically, there are 2 candles, but it's for the 3 things. And there could be so many different meanings, that we light the candle that we have been discussed already. Thank you.
Yes, you are right, Venerable KK, that in different tradition has different interpretation about all these Buddhist tradition. For example, Bhikkhu Sujata, that he have written comments down below. He introduced himself that he's a Chan or Thai Yai from Myanmar. Thank you very much that you're following us from Singapore. And he also sharing about this, the meaning of 2 candle. He asked her, his grandma, that why we have to offer 2 candles. And she said that to have a good friends and teachers, partner for our journey to samsara. It's also good interpretation to make you feel happy, make you feel not lonely. When we have 2 candle, it means we have a partner to go with us after we have died. So this is, I think, depends on the culture and tradition to interpret it. But the point is, the listeners will get benefit from this, and the listener will leading to the Dhamma. I think this is the main point for all the we call the accessories that we use in Buddhist ceremonies. It's leading to the Dhamma. All right, so can we move to the next interesting question from Justin Tan? Justin Tan. She's from Singapore, and she would like to know that how we can keep healthy mind during this pandemic. This is one of the talk of the town question that in this present day we cannot neglect this part is mind, not just only practice according to the government policy to lock down and you have to stay at home, stay quarantined, keep your distance. And another part is mind. It's so important. If this mental weak, you don't have satisfaction, satisfy, or energy to work, and to survive, or can be the mental energy, strength, your mind to face with these economic problems, economic issues, which is so dangerous that we don't know that one day the company that we working with will say you leave without pay. So that is so painful, that someone can, how can they keep their mind healthy? So I think there are several ways, techniques, and many solutions. But what about the Buddhist solution to deal with the mental energy and strengthen our mind during this pandemic? Venerable KK, would you please, sharing something?
Okay. First of all, I would like to thanks to Justin for such a very good question. It's not only your problem, this problem to all the people in this pandemic time in all over the world. And it's also concerned with the mind, So your question is, what can we do to keep a healthy mind during this pandemic? There is only the way that you can keep healthy mind by practice meditation. As we know, meditation is to purify the mind. And I say to meditator, meditation, it's a medication of mind. So if you practice meditation, you can able to train your rush mind or busy mind, or we call monkey mind, to let it calm and relax and being in present moment. So to keep calm the mind, you have to follow samatha kammatthana, or we call concentration meditation. You keep observe, you keep acknowledge to an object to let it calm. All right. And then second thing is you have to practice vipassana meditation. As we know, insight meditation to develop your mindfulness and to see from your insight, or we call third eyes, the reality or the real of the nature, the truth of the nature. So basically in the vipassana meditation, the main foundation is, there are four main foundations, which is we call mindfulness of body, feelings, thoughts, and mind object. So when you study those kind of things, then you will know how to accept the truth and how to let it go, not to basically dwell on that. So in this pandemic time, as Venerable Son has been mentioned before, some people, they lost their job, they have to take care of their families, businessmen, they lost business. So in this pandemic time, very easy to get panic, stress, prostration, or go deeply into depression, anxiety. So many things could be happen mentally, because you cannot control the mind. So in order to understand your mind, your feelings, your emotion, your thoughts, either it's positive or negative, to understand the truth, which is the truth is suffering is the truth. Impermanence is the truth. So to understand your truth, you have to practice insight meditation, to know it, to let it happen, and to learn how to let it go. So basically what I want to say, something we want, like we have desire or kind of we expect to happen something in our life, especially the good things or happiness, but it doesn't happen because it's not what you decide. There is a truth of nature, it's automatically happen, or it's law of nature. Okay. And then sometimes we don't expect to happen something in our life, kind of the COVID-19 situation or pandemic time, or we don't want to get stressed or suffering mentally or physically, So that's why you don't expect to get it, but it's happened, So whatever happened in our life, we should learn to accept it and be mindful not to go too deeper, not to attach too much again and again, or basically I say not to dwelling with your emotion, thoughts, or feelings, just observe it, acknowledge it, just to let it happen, the truth, whatever happened, and then try to understand the impermanence, your feelings, your emotion, how long you attach, that long it's you. Actually, it's not you, okay? It's non-self, it's change, impermanence, So basically, I really recommend you to learn meditation practice, let it happen. For example, I used to tell people, we are not fully enlightened, So we have still greed. We want and want and want. We have craving mind. And we have angry. We do angry sometimes if someone don't follow us or if someone did something wrong to us. We do anger. And we do have delusion mind, I know more than you. Something you're saying is not right. That kind of mind happens sometimes, okay? And then we have jealous. Sometimes we ego, oh, look at him. He have very good car, very fancy. I wish I could have that kind of fancy car or more than that. That kind of ego-ness, whatever, positively or negatively, it's happened to our lives. So that's why the mindfulness or insight meditation, or we call vipassana, it's very important to know the truth, to accept the truth, and not to dwell too deeper. And you can easily learn how to let it go. You will understand the three characteristics or three assistants in Buddhism. We call three lakkhana. Okay, anityang, dukkhang, or anattang. It means impermanence, suffering, and non-self. So overall, what I want to say, train your moral. When you have moral life, if you follow the 5 precepts, it will help you to meditate well because you are not doing bad. Then you can purify the mind. Then your wisdom will automatically develop. You will able to understand the truth of nature, the law of nature. That is what Buddha has been taught us to follow. But one thing to tell you, you talk to the monks, you learn from monks, that's great effort of you. I really appreciate that. You read a lot of Buddhist book, and you try to practice, but sometimes it's not able to practice. It's so hard, it's difficult. That's why, our life, no pain, no gain. If you want to gain something, you have to do it. You have to do it until you able to achieve, So that's why what I want to say to every audiences who are listening us, if we never change ourselves, nothing will change in our life. Sometimes we know that this is not good for us, but still we're doing. So finally, who suffer? We are the one who suffer. So that's why Buddha said, attahi attananato. You have to believe yourself and, you have to investigate or examine yourself. If you want to change other, you change yourself first. That's what I mean. So basically, Buddha said, our life, our living being is a practical method to liberating oneself from suffering. Okay. So overall, keep practice meditation, keep your moral, and you will get the wisdom. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Well, what Venerable KK have guided, it's mainly the Buddhist guide to practice the mind to be calm, to peaceful from the suffering or the stress, tension, and worry, and then you uplift to higher level. What Venerable KK said is vipassana. Will be the tools to allow you to awake or able to detach yourself or out from the problems, because you see the root, because you go to see the cause and effect, the cause that make your mind not to not be strong, or effortless. What is that the cause? And then you also these are cause as well to make the to solve this, by practice meditation, to know. Knowing means mindfulness. Mindfulness must be the main key to make your mind free from all the panic and stress, tension. This knowing will allow you to jump out from that state of mind. So there are also many solutions. You have to do both, physically and mentally. Physically, the cause that our mind, going down and getting weak, because of we consume a lot of news, which is not a motivated news. It's all the toxic news. For the physically, we have to avoid from all these toxic things. And when you do the developing mind, it will grow faster. So that's why to solve some problems, we have to look at as a whole, not just only point to some issues, because everything are related. So when we talk about the pandemic, it's also connected to the economic issues. It's also connected to our health. There are so many things that connected to each other. So in order to solve one problems, we have to look as a whole. But Buddhism mentioned to that if our mind able to stand, able to strengthen and believe in this power of mind, that able to overcome all these barrier, all these obstacles, it also will show in your action. Your action or your physical energy will strengthen, will be more powerful. So that's why mind, Venerable KK have mentioned that this is the main factors. The physical part is only the something support or factors, sub factors, but the main factors that make you feel weak, it's not only situation, but inside, things that happen inside here, it can influence to so many things in your life. So that's why follow some guideline that Venerable KK have guide you in order to strengthen this mental energy, and after that you will have ideas, creative idea, healthy body to work and move and overcome. So shall we pass this situation together? Well, there are many questions and comments, so I think last and final question to Nang Ong Kam. So she asked that why Buddhist Lent day in Thailand is late one day. So I understand that many people who not really clear about this, they might curious that why Asalha Puja day it's the first day, but it's not Kalpansa day yet, and it's the next day, Kalpansa, or we call the day that we count now Vatsa, start the Vatsa is the next day. So are there any explanation about this? I would like to bring this to the discussion. Yes, Venerable Somboon.
I think the previous question. Can we go back to the previous question? I would like to add a little bit more about this question. Actually, I have in mind. Maybe if you like to practice a breathing exercise, I think we have this online program actually to how to keep healthy mind. So as like Prajan KK and Person explained, and actually all the mental disorder, a disorder of stress or worry, anxiety, that kind of thing, and actually mostly is from thinking or thoughts. So practicing a breathing exercise help to not let the mind to overwhelm, because when we feel panic, or maybe we feel that we don't have an unhealthy mind, and actually sometimes because of the overthinking. And I think if you are interested in like how to practice to have a healthy mind, I think practicing meditation, practicing the breathing exercise, and which we provide those techniques if you want to like practice how to breathe and how to make improving how to get through the state of relaxation. And that is we have the meditation online, and if you would like to participate our program, I think that would be very useful for you.
Yes, thank you.
And Achan Boon, you talk about the online meditation. Can you tell more details, like when, what time to what time, which day? Do you teach every day or once a week? Can you tell more about this?
We usually have a meditation online on Thursday, 2 p.m. Thai time actually. So we have a weekly, and every Thursday from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. in the evening. So in that program, we focus on the meditation practice. You learn so many different way, different technique how to practice breathing exercise, or how to improve basically your mindfulness. So that is very helpful, I think, to deal with our maybe overwhelming overthinking, because most of the mental disorder or mental or the stress from our thinking. And I think practicing breathing exercise and allowed us to deal with this kind of mind, our mind.
Okay, yes. This is all about the answer. Sorry, Venerable KK.
Maybe.
Wait. I will unmute.
Yes.
Yes,
So
please.
what I want to say is before I think we're going to finish very soon. They can write also.
Yes.
They can ask the question, even offline. But this is almost 2 hours. 10 p.m. I think.
Yes,
But
it's
before
quite
we're going to
long.
finish, I just want to mention. It's a very important question. Bhikkhu Sujata wrote that a question. How can bring us to be happy? I think that's very nice concept. How can bring us to be happy, So in that way, you can share also some of your knowledge or your experience. But one thing to tell in this question, basically, as I understand, there are two type of happiness. It's basically external and internal happiness. And that's why Buddha talked about the middle path. We should learn to keep balance between external and internal happiness. Okay, so most of the people they have external happiness, which is we consider as a temporary happiness. You have money, you're happy. Your money finish, you are stressed. You want something, you get it, you're happy. Then it's damaged or you lose it, you're done happy, which is we consider external or temporary happiness. But the internal happiness, which is very important, it's actually inside of yours. It's within us. We can find peace and happiness, basically when you practice meditation, when you're being kind, compassion, love, respect, and forgiveness person to yourself and others, when you follow your moral and mental trainings, you can easily get the inner peace or like happiness from your inside. You can feel it. So inside of your happiness, we call internal happiness. Is nothing about money or wealthy. You cannot buy it from the shopping mall, no matter how much you have money or you spend. You have to practice yourself to feel it, to find it out yourself. It's a kind of permanent happiness. Whenever you do that, then you can feel it. You know. So overall, what I want to say is, uh, try to find the internal happiness by practice meditation, keep your moral training, and be love, kind, compassion, respect, forgiveness to all living beings. If you study about the four boundless in Buddhism, we call metta, karuna, mudita, upekha, or we call loving kindness, compassion, sympathy, joy, and equanimity. If you keep practice, you can feel it whenever you want to feel happy from your inside. And obviously the meditation also brings you inside happiness or peace, in your mind as well. So that's what I really want to say. And try not to harm yourself and others. Give respect yourself and others, you know, and try not to violence and hatred. Try not to greed. I don't mean not to greed or angry or delusion. Be mindful not to dwell or to go deeper with that kind of things. You know, even when you are mentally suffer, it's happened to us. We don't want it, but we can escape or run away from the suffering because it's truth. It exists in our life. So you just has to be mindful and not to dwell. It means not to go too deeper again and again with your suffering. Then you will see it became impermanent. It will change from yours. Then you can able to feel happiness or the peace in your mind as well. Thank you, Bhikkhu Sujata, for such a good question.
Thank you very much, Venerable KK, to give the additional answer and guide how to be happy, which is very crucial that we can apply to our daily practice. So, so far what we have discussed today It's so meaningful for those who have just jumped into this Facebook Live. You can rewatch, some part of our discussion and talk today. Next time, we will back with this kind of talk and sharing more often every week, and different speaker will be on the stage. So I wish all of you, and I would like to encourage all of you to keep following and keep keep interacting with us like this. This is a great community, a great way to communicate and learn the Dhamma together. All right, so far it's very fun today. It's very meaningful. So far, we 3 months wish that this Facebook Live will benefit for you, and hope to see you in next Facebook Live. So for today, I think we will end this Facebook Live right now, and please keep following our Facebook Live. We will have post to remind you for the next Facebook Live. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for today, and especially our two speakers, Venerable Somboon and Venerable KK, to dedicate your time almost 2 hours. I think this is the most longest because we have many questions, and I think it's good to interact with people who come to watch. So thank you, and wish to all the viewers as well to be happy and secure in this pandemic. I wish all of you to free from all these bad disease and be a healthy mind, have an energy to accept all your suffering, tension and worry, able to have mental energy to overcome all the bad things and bad situation. Wish you all the best. Good night. Good luck, everyone. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.